CBS 46 News presents Public Affairs on Peach.
Good morning and welcome to Public Affairs on Peach. I'm Tracy Hutchins in for Karen Breer. Well, today our topic is about a disease that cannot be prevented, cured, or even slowed down. It is truly devastating to the entire family. The number of deaths from Alzheimer's has increased 245% in the last 19 years, and that's right here in Georgia. It's believed that 5 million people are living with Alzheimer's. 2/3 of them are women. My first guest joining me this morning is Dan Gerke. He knows firsthand, unfortunately, how devastating the disease can be. Dan, thanks for being with us. And we do want to hear more about your wife, Denise, because she was diagnosed at the age of 56. Right now, she is 62. So she's been living with this for a while. So have you.
Yeah, absolutely. And even though she was diagnosed at 56, we started seeing signs of the disease. We didn't know it was Alzheimer's at the time, but we started seeing signs probably up to 4 years prior to that.
And what were those signs? What kind of led you to believe something's not right here? Or maybe in the beginning were you thinking, okay, she's just being forgetful, this is age kind of kicking in?
We thought that possibly, and what was interesting about her case, it wasn't necessarily the memory issues, it was things that are called executive skills, so her ability to complete tasks was troubling. She was having a lot of difficulty at work, scheduling things, getting lost on the way to appointments and things of that nature. So it's interesting that it wasn't really memory issues, but there was something alarming there that wasn't right, and we knew that, we just weren't sure what it was.
And we do want to talk about being a caregiver as well, because you've been her caregiver for a while, but you came to a point where you decided, I need some extra help, and you decided to put her into a facility, and that's been over the last 3 years.
Right, and even before then, it just really was eye-opening how demanding this role is as a caregiver for someone with Alzheimer's disease, because it's 24/7, you never know what they're going to do. So for a while, and I'm still working, so it was a matter of that I had to hire someone to come into the house, take care of her. But even then, it got overwhelming, so to the point where I knew it was time for her to go into a facility. And so I had made that painful decision about 3 years ago, and she's been there ever since and getting great care.
And we want to show some pictures of Denise because you certainly both led a very active lifestyle.
Yes.
And that has to be difficult to kind of see the pictures of, that was us then, now we're living in a new reality.
It absolutely is, and it's devastating sometimes when I go and visit her to see her confined to a wheelchair and having to be fed, and everything has to be done for her, and that's such a difficult thing considering as active of a person as she was. We hiked, we climbed mountains, we kayaked, and she was always a person on the go, and she's just not that anymore. She's just a shell, essentially.
It's not the same person you married.
No, not at all.
Tell us what advice that you can give to other caregivers, because you and I have spoken before the show. It's difficult to be a caregiver in this situation, and I would imagine you almost feel like you have to bear the brunt of it. This is your responsibility.
Oh, absolutely, and I gladly took on that role. That was what I was destined to do, apparently. Didn't necessarily ask for it, but it happened. I would say the best advice I can give another caregiver is to reach out for help, get help through family and friends. Hopefully family and friends come and give you some relief from that caregiving role. It's so important to get a respite break, to get re-energized, reinvigorated. I almost immediately after the diagnosis reached out to the Alzheimer's Association. They have an 800 number, 800-272-3900. Which I used, and it's 24/7. I called one morning at 5 in the morning, and someone was there to help me get through a situation with Denise. So, and they helped me develop a care plan that we abided by and used. So they were a tremendous and continue to be a tremendous resource for us.
Yeah, support along the way. And you mentioned family as well. How were they impacted by her disease?
Yeah, it was devastating. You see a picture of the kids.
Yeah.
It was really, really tough especially for our daughter who had just had a baby. And she said this was a time of her life where she would really want her mom for advice about the baby. And mom just wasn't there. So it was really, really tough to see someone so young and so vibrant decline like she did.
Yeah. We do want to talk about the Alzheimer's Association and the walk
Yes.
that's coming up right around the corner here. I know you were here last year. We wanted you to come back again and certainly remind us of this. Tell us about how this event helps raise money.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been doing a walk. This is our 7th year. Denise and I signed up right away. She did the first 2 walks with me while she was still able to walk. And so the walk is all about having a team and having family and friends come in, donate, and then actually do the walk, which is September 28th at the Battery at SunTrust Park this year, so it should be a lot of fun. And the money that we raise, which is a tremendous amount, we have 20 walks throughout Georgia, 7 others besides the one at the Battery in Atlanta, and that money is used for care and support services, things like support groups, that the association puts on, and then also much needed research that's done here. We are the 3rd largest funder of research in the world, including about $2 million here in Georgia that's spent on research.
Crucial work that's being done.
Absolutely.
Dan Gerke, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And we do want to remind everyone the big walk to end Alzheimer's disease is Saturday, September 28th. There are a lot of things taking place. There are 8 around Georgia. I know you mentioned those as well. And to find out about the one that's closest to you or as an individual or team, you can head to the website. It's alz.org/walk. Dan, thank you once again.
Thank you.
Well, when we come back, we will speak with a doctor who works at Emory's Alzheimer's Disease Research Center about the early signs and where we stand on research.